I'm a gorgeous woman. It's not me being egotistical or narcissistic. It's just a fact. I'm a knockout. I have confidence and je ne sais quoi. You know, unmistakable in my pheromones and my chemistry and the way I walk. I am divine feminine energy.
Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about feminine energy. So let's go ahead and get into what feminine energy actually means. What is feminine energy? So many people have their own definition, so I'm just going to give you a generalized definition of what feminine energy is. Honestly, I don't feel like I can start the series without telling you and educating you on what it is exactly, because not everyone knows, and maybe you aren't even aware that this exists, and maybe you want to tap into it. I actually wrote the definition down, so let's just read it out loud, okay? Listen to one's intuition, trusting the inner call to speak truth without restraint. Feminine energy is a flex of power, so it does not make you weak to flex that feminine energy. It lives in both men and women. Feminine energy is your intuition. It's that inner gut voice, that inner gut feeling, that inner being that you have. It's a spiritual connection with yourself. You speak truth. You're living your life to your standards. You're not basing it off of anyone, whether that's a man, woman, friend, family member. Like, you are living in your truth. What does feminine energy mean to me? First, I would have to say intuition, my inner being, the voice that's inside my head that's telling me you should do this or you should not do this, or you know this isn't something that's good for you. Self-expression is another one. Self-expression, like me wearing my hair a certain way, me wanting to dress a certain way. My self-expression is based off of me, but your self-expression could be different. Like, it could be whatever you want it to be. So my self-expressions, I like to express myself with my wigs, with my makeup. I'm a very visual person, and I'm just really into that. You may be able to self-express yourself in other ways. You like to wear turban wraps, or maybe you like to do like this one thing every day and it like shows a form of self-expression. It doesn't have to be based off of looks. It can be literally anything. Number 3, I would have to say reflection. Looking back on my past experiences and things that I have gone through, I also feel like that's another form of feminine energy. Being able to take accountability and past experiences and learn and grow from them. So to me, that's another form of feminine energy. Also, my smile. I feel like when I smile, I look very warm, inviting. I just look like the type of girl that you want to come up to and talk to, just because she has like this beautiful smile and you want to talk to her. You know, you like, dang, like she seems so nice. You want to talk to her. So I feel like my smile definitely brings off this feminine energy, and I think people like to talk to me, or more open to talk to me when I smile versus when I have like the rusty bitch face. Number 5, allowing the man to do all of the work. Allowing, meaning I get to allow this man to come into my life and to do things that I necessarily don't care to do. It could be like getting my oil changed, pumping my gas, opening up doors for me. It could be cutting my grass. Like, say if I own my own home, cutting my grass, having him come in and fix the lights, fixtures and things like that. Having a man do manly things, like allowing a man to do that. Do I lose power? Do I lose any sort of strength by allowing this man to come in and do all of the work? No. I explained this to a friend of mine. I said, if you look at a bee's lifestyle, there's a queen bee and you have worker bees, and she sends all the worker bees out to do all her dirty work, and she's chilling at home waiting for them to bring back the goodies. Allow a man to do it. Like, why are you stressing yourself? So that is another form of feminine energy for me. My shirt is driving me insane. Side note, this shirt is like a large, and I probably should have got a medium, but I just thought it was just Target, y'all. $9. The next thing that I wanted you guys to do is define what feminine energy means for you. You don't have to define it right now. Don't go and try to define it right now. You sit down and you decide what you want your feminine energy to be. I cannot tell you what that is. All I can do is tell you what my feminine energy is. So sit down and write down 5 things that you feel is your feminine energy. This is a personal one. So I said my smile, that's me. You may do something different than me that maybe comes across very feminine, that people tend to gravitate to in a very feminine way, if that makes sense. So come up with your 5 things that represent you in your feminine energy, the one that you carry. This is the next step. What are 5 things that you want to work on to channel your feminine energy more? Okay, so I just started this and I know I'm probably on level 1. Okay, I'm trying to get to level 10. I'm trying to get to Erykah Badu's feminine energy level. I'm trying to get to Jada Pinkett Smith's feminine energy level. I'm trying to get to Tracy Ellis Ross feminine energy level. I'm trying to get to Michelle Obama's. Okay, there's levels to this and it is okay. So what are 5 things that you could work on to channel your feminine energy better? So I wrote down 5 things. My number 1 thing is to express affection, because I have a hard time with that. And I talked about this in my Daddy's Issues video. I'm a little rough around the edges. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like, I don't know how to be affectionate in a very hands-on, touchy type of way. I know how to be affectionate when it comes to doing things for people that I love, like cooking for them. Typically, my affection is in the form of making sure people feel comfortable. Like, when my friends come into town, or when they come over, or when people come over, I just want them to be comfortable. So I'll cook for them. I'll get their drinks. Like, if they want something to drink, I'll offer them something to drink. Or sometimes, like with my friends, like I'll pop over at their house. I'm like, hey, you want to watch movies or something like that? And I'll bring like a home cooked meal or some home cooked food or whatever the case may be. I know, like recently when I started making the keto bread, like every time I went to somebody's house, I was bringing keto bread with me. Like, my affection is through things that I do, but I want to be more expressive in just like touchy feely hugs. That is something that I want to work on personally when it comes to channeling my feminine energy. Number 2, I want more experiences with men that I am attracted to. Like, I have plenty of experiences of men that I'm not necessarily attracted to, but like more experiences with just men that I'm like strongly attracted to, and they meet my needs, not my wants, but they meet my needs, meaning they have their shit together, they are working on bettering themselves, and they're just a well-rounded man. Like, I want more experiences with men like that. So with me doing that, I basically don't want to entertain any fuckboys. I don't want to entertain any guy that doesn't meet my needs. Number 3, creativity is another form of feminine energy. So I want to expand my creativity. I really want to get into painting. This is something that I always wanted to do. When I was in high school, I was a painter. I love painting. I love it so much. I love painting so much. So I really wanted to expand it outside of my job. You know, like, painting would just be a hobby. It wouldn't be something that I would do to like necessarily get paid to do. Like, I would just do it as a hobby, because YouTube and Instagram and making wigs and getting dressed up and doing makeovers, like, that's kind of like my job now, and I feel like I need to separate my creativity with just something that I do just to do just for fun, like a hobby. So for me, expanding my creativity outside of my 9-to-5 job, my entrepreneurship job, and just do something that is just freeing, like painting. And also, I plan to paint and sip, and I want to get like some overalls with some rips in them. Like, I have this ideal in my head of how I want it to be. So I want some oversized overalls with a bralette, no shirt underneath, just, you know, a cute little bralette or whatever like that. And then I'm gonna have my hair pinned up, you know, probably have my natural hair up or out, and then I'm gonna just paint and sip, you know. Another way to expand my creativity and also channel my feminine energy. Also, I want to learn the difference between sensing and feeling. So I have this bad habit of assuming, and I go off of sensing something, but maybe sometimes it's me sensing isn't necessarily how that person is feeling. So I assume like I got that bad, y'all. Like I can assume the world is coming to an end. If I get a sense or an inch or the world coming to an end, I take that and I run with it, and I have that really, really bad. So I really want to learn the difference and recognize the difference between sensing something and actually feeling it, because sensing necessarily isn't always what it seems, but feeling, that is something that's undeniable. So hopefully you guys understand where I'm coming from, but this is what I'm working on. I want to work on knowing and learning the difference between sensing and feeling. And then number 5, lastly, I want to wear dresses more. I honestly think a pantsuit or pants can definitely be feminine. It's all about how you dress it, like how you dress it up and stuff like that. But I really want to get into dresses. I've been a tomboy my entire life, and I'm still going to be a tomboy, y'all. Like, I still wear straight backs. Like, I have straight backs under this wig. Like, come on. Seriously. So I still have like that masculine in me, like that masculinity in me where I just walk around, I don't care. But I do want to at least try to wear more dresses. I still will wear basketball shorts. I still will wear my cornrows proudly, but I do want to at least try to wear more dresses. So now that I broke down what feminine energy is, and then I broke down what feminine energy means to me, and then I wrote down what are things that I would like to work on to channel my feminine energy better. So now that we got that out the way, make sure you go and you do that. You sit down and you figure out exactly what feminine energy means to you, and what are things that you want to work on to channel that feminine energy better. Let's get into the feminine qualities, and I feel like this video is going to help you be able to do those 2 things, okay? So feminine energy quality is gentleness, it's empathy, it's sensitivity, it's caring, it's sweetness, it's compassion, it's tolerance, it's nurturing, it's all of those things. Like, that is what feminine energy is. And so if you tend to be more masculine, you don't show a lot of these traits. And feminine energy can go both ways. It can be both men and women. It's not one-sided. I also wanted you guys to know the difference between feminine and masculine. How are they separated? So basically, feminine energy is the yin and masculine energy is the yang, and together you guys can make some ish happen. You need both, you do, but it just needs to be balanced. I always talk about how in life everything has to be balanced. Well, the yin yang, like, it has to be balanced. It can't just be too much of this and too much of that. And with men, like, you know, they need to be a little more feminine in a sense, because it shows that they care. You know, there's a lot of men who are so masculine, and I think a lot of the feminists are like, hyper masculinity, that's not what we need. That's not what I'm saying. I feel like both in men and women, there needs to be a balance. There's going to be a time where he needs to be hyper masculine, and then there's going to be a time where he doesn't need to be that. He may need to be a little more feminine. It's all about balance, and I talk about that on this channel all the time. It's not one-sided. It's not too much of anything. Too much of anything is bad. I personally notice that I tend to be more masculine. I'm really lacking on the feminine side. I was taught to be masculine. It was embedded in my head as a child because I am a black woman, and my parents didn't want me to be too feminine to where I couldn't be independent. So now that I got that masculine energy down, I have my independence, I know how to be an independent woman, I need to work on my feminine. The difference between masculine and feminine energy, I wrote this down too. Giving is an action of our divine masculine energy, and receiving is an action of our divine feminine energy. So us women, we are supposed to receive. But I was just telling this to a friend the other day. Men give, women receive. We as women, it's up to us to show appreciation. So it's not that, you know, some of these men, they're like, oh, you know, I was with this one girl and she expected this. She is supposed to have that expectation because you're the giver, she's the receiver. But the characteristic that's missing is showing the appreciation behind what you give her. If she feels entitled, that is something that is a personal issue. That has nothing to do with having that expectation. Every woman should have that expectation of receiving. But there is nothing wrong. If you have a good woman is going to show appreciation. In what form? It could be through sex, it could be through gifts, it could be through food, it could be through whatever. She's going to show appreciation in some form. This pretty much concludes the introduction. I wanted to do a very simple video. I wanted you guys to learn more about feminine energy and what it is and what it means. Now I want you guys to go and figure out what you want your feminine energy to be. Write down 5 things that you want your feminine energy to be. What is that? Put it on your focus wall. If you don't know what a focus wall is, please watch my law of attraction video. Put it on your focus wall. Make this a goal. Make this a goal for you to achieve all of the feminine qualities that you want for yourself. Also, write down 5 things that you want to work on to achieve the feminine energy that you want. So how do you know how to work on something if you don't know what it is that you want? So you have to write down what you want first. 5 things that you want your feminine energy to be. How you want to define it. Then write down how you want to achieve those feminine energy qualities. Comment down below. What are some feminine qualities that you want to define for your feminine energy? I want to read those because I may be changing mine around. Not gonna lie. Or I may be adding to the list or whatever. But comment down below, what are some feminine energy qualities that you want? Thank you guys so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you in the next video for this series. Bye!